Good evening. My name is Ryan Cohen, and this is week 1 discussion prompt response for 608 ITL608 design and process of teaching. The prompt is to review and analyze the content in the following links, and then talk about 2 or 3 different supports that could be used to help at-risk learners, including students who are EL or have 504 and IEPs. I really appreciated the videos that were offered for this week to review, especially the ones addressing and talking about EL learners. The school district I work in Bear Valley Unified in Big Bear Lake, we have quite a few English learners, and we have multiple languages being as their primary languages. Learning English within our district, we do have quite a few native Spanish speakers, primarily in their home, and we have a real deficit of educators that are bilingual or have any Spanish comprehension, and administrators as well, even in our front office, trying to do call outs and stuff for our bilingual and Spanish speaking families in the community can become an issue. So I really appreciated the first video using technologies to support diverse learning needs, and them highlighting the text-to-speech or the speech-to-text and how effective that really can be. Our school district really utilizes and depends on that. I'm a district-wide substitute. I do get around to all of our school site campuses and in and out of all grade levels, and I witnessed that being used consistently by administration and certificated employees quite frequently in successful ways. On top of all the other technology that I agree with the video does help level the playing field in many ways. Again, as they noted, generationally, the children seem to be amazing at technology. So, where they might have a deficit in their testing level at reading, they can navigate things online. Therefore, that is an empowering medium for them to flounder through the content independently. And, so that does help give them some empowerment, some fluency in the technology front that once again could lead them to push through to more fluency in reading or in math, for example. We also have had some children arrive from other countries, being in a tourist population, that really don't speak the language at all. And there are language programs that the school has bought, like Rosetta Stone and such, where our district numbers are small enough. We don't really have side classrooms to be able to give them side-tracked learning. They are in the general classroom, but we are able to pop them on their Chromebook, get them on Rosetta Stone, learning in their own language content material that we're currently pushing so they can be up to speed, and then starting them on their English learning process, meeting them where they're at right then. So I really just said hear to a lot of things in that video. My second support that I wanted to highlight when it said, talking about differentiated instruction. And, it talked about at-risk learners in this prompt, but I noticed that as well with our gifted learners and kind of want to take a minute to talk about them. I have a gifted learner in my home, and therefore I'm a little bit aware of that. And I also noticed some of our children in class that will have behavioral issues often are testing very high, and standardized learning, classrooms don't always serve those who are academically accelerated. So I just think that the differentiated instruction options really does benefit the whole spectrum, including the gifted. Okay, for that I wrote down, for example, in my district, I really see so much relief and engagement from students when they're given an assignment that they need to make a model, and they have a choice whether they can draw it on paper or they can submit a Google slide. I really see relief and engagement when they have an option to take a paper test or create an oral demonstration for comprehension. Or same thing, they can do a research paper, or they can do, again, some oral presentation or something like that. So I just agree that differentiated instruction is a huge support for all learners. Okay, third, 504 plans. I just wanted to drop a couple things I see in the classrooms I frequent, being able to offer headphones for support, desk visors, and flexible seating options in classrooms are things that I find most successful to accommodating students feeling comfortable and like learning is accessible to them in generalized settings. Finally, my video is getting long. Video number 2, supporting students through the RTI. I thought it was interesting that they say Tier 1, 80% of their learners fall into Tier 1 with core classroom instruction. I just had a thought about when that was last monitored and if that was pre-pandemic or post-pandemic. I definitely have seen a shift of more students needing individual support due to learning loss from at-home and distant learning. Just something to throw out into the discussion board. And then second, loved that they said small group instruction demonstrated an 82% growth in that year or whenever they were doing that study. I see that as well. Those are my thoughts. Thanks so much for listening. I welcome any feedback.